Welcome to the Mike and JD Show YouTube channel. Thank you for being here. I want you to do me a big favor before you check out this clip. I want you to hit the like button. I want you to throw in a comment and make sure you're a subscriber to this channel. And then I want you to share this video with your friends. Help us defeat the algorithm. And then if you like this content and you appreciate this content, please head over to patreon.com/The Mike and JD Show and support the show. That is how we actually get funded to be able to do this. So we thank you very much for being here. And now enjoy the clip.
Competition starting to get thick, it's the click, so I hope you rock your A game. A man, no rain from the track when we unite and spit. This isn't A game, better bring your A game. Competition starting to get thick, it's the click, so I hope you rock your A game. A man, no rain from the track when we.
So he said thoughts on the Motor City Machine Guns possibly being free agents. And that's the next topic, and I think we're going to spend some time on this one. I want to hear what you guys have to say. So if you guys want to click that link, go ahead, or just drop a chat. Drop a chat in there. So I think they're definitely going to be free agents. So here's what's happening with the Motor City Machine Guns. The contracts expire at the end of this month. Now PW Insider is reporting, and I think Sean Ross Sapp has like followed up with it. And I know a guy named Russell World on Twitter also talked about it, and I think it was validated by Sapp that they were offered per date deals going forward. And so it is possible that they will still be hanging around TNA, or it is possible that they will not be. So we have not heard definitively whether or not they're going to be sticking around a little bit, because they could very well work on a per date appearance, which is the type of deals that we've seen a lot of other people have. Like Matt Cardona was in TNA for like 2 years on a per date. Bully Ray was on a per date for like a year plus. I get the feeling that's what Nick Nemeth is on, right? So they have a lot of handshake deals with a lot of people. And so, I think that could still be a thing. However, in my opinion, the Motor City Machine Guns are TNA institutions. They are kind of part of the backbone of this company. If you go to a TNA show, you go because you know the most Motor City Machine Guns are going to be there, right? Even if they're not like the in the main event or like the top draw, like that's part of the TNA experience. That's part of the appeal of TNA is that in my opinion, one of the better tag teams of all time is going to be there. And a tag team that never really got their just due. They never really made the big money. Kind of like the Briscoes, honestly. You know, the Briscoes were great, so great forever, and they just never made it big. They did well in Ring of Honor, but they never really got those big paydays. They never made it like the Bucks did, right? They're contemporaries. I think like in the ring, not overall presentation, I think the Bucks are above them, but I think just like in the ring, like technically proficient and the things they can do, I think they can hang with the Bucks, and they have. They like when you watch the Young Bucks, you see a lot of the Motor City Machine Guns in them. You can tell that they were a big influence, right? And I think that if they had a run with FTR, I think that they would be classics. I really do. If they were put into AEW right now, I would probably slot them right behind FTR and the Bucks. I put them above Acclaimed, put them above the Ass Boys. I don't know what's going on with Claudio and Moxley. They're not in the tournament. I don't know what's going on with those guys. I put them above Private Party, obviously. Put them above Top Flight. All those teams. I would slot them right in behind the Young Bucks and FTR. So I think they could do very well there. Clearly, Tony Khan likes them. He did bring them in at one point, but it was at a time where they were still TNA talent, and so he didn't put them over, and he didn't really kind of treat them very well, according to like Motor City Machine Guns fans, right? Like I'm sure they were happy as pigs and shit to be able to be on that pay-per-view. It didn't do anything for them in the long run, but at least it got them in front of a lot of eyeballs to where they could like sell more gimmicks and shit. So, I could see them doing very well in AEW should Tony Khan pick up their deals, should Tony Khan sign them. Now, could they stay in TNA? I think they could. I don't think that they're going to resign because TNA is not offering them like full-time contracts or offering them per date deals. I think the sad part is they're missing Rebellion, and Rebellion is back at the Pearl at the Palms, and we're looking, they're going to try to get 1,600, 1,700 people in there. And I don't think that you get there without the Motor City Machine Guns. And they're also, they're doing TV tapings in the same venue. And I think you need the Guns to be there if you want to sell more tickets. Not that they're draws, because they're not draws. But I think that if like you're a hardcore TNA fan, which is who they're pulling their audience from. That's part of it, right? If you're a hardcore TNA fan, you want to see them. You want to see the Machine Guns. And that's the sad part, that this new regime does not value the Machine Guns. Now, there's a rumor going around that that Scott D'Amore had kind of promised them like a bump in pay should they re-sign. Like, hey, look, you signed this deal, and then on your next one, next year we'll have a bigger budget, and I'll be able to bump your pay up. Well, he got shit canned, and so that's completely out the window now. So, and that's disheartening. Look, and D'Amore, them leaving, very much, I get the feeling has a lot to do with D'Amore, because D'Amore is their coach. He really is. He's the one that brought them in. He's the one that kept giving Shelley all the chances. Every time he would like leave, like he would just always bring him back. He put the title on him when, in my opinion, he should not have. That title should have stayed on Macklin, and I'll fight anybody. Title should have stayed on Macklin last year. And people are like, and then when Macklin's deal was coming up, and I think that Macklin's another guy, his deal expires in May, and people are thinking that that maybe he was offered a per day deal. And if you're Macklin, you don't take that deal. That's beneath you. You don't want to get treated like that. Now, other people want the per day. They don't want a long time. They don't want a long-term deal, right? Like Cardona, he just they offered him full-time contract and he turned it down. And they could like he could have had that. He just didn't want it. He likes the flexibility of being able to do other things. So Macklin is a guy I can see going back to WWE quick or go to AEW. I really like to see him get a push there. I don't, they're so top heavy right now. I just don't see him getting past a certain level, unfortunately. But I could see him having a really good run in NXT, like getting another chance there. If maybe right the wrongs of the previous time he was there, I could see that. But the Machine Guns, if they don't get picked up by AEW, I don't, NXT, I don't see that as a real possibility. Let me rephrase that. I don't think it's a probability, but it is a possibility. And if they did bring them, they would be like the perfect guys to be able to come in there and teach their young talent, because that's what they're good at. Alex Shelley is like a full-time coach, right? So I think that that could happen, but I don't really see it. Again, it's all possible, but who knows? But if you're a TNA fan, the fact that they're missing Rebellion and the Rebellion tapings to go to Smash Wrestling in Toronto should tell you that they're probably not coming back at this point. Probably. Again, there's no absolutes in pro wrestling. They're probably not coming back. That's what I would say.